So version 4 of the software for the LZV200 is now available. It's the update stick. The keynote of that is the ability to control up to 69 locomotive special functions. We've been quite used to, over the years, having a maximum of 28, but we have to remember back to the first days of DCC where 4 functions was really all that was there, so it has slowly crept up. I think this is a little bit of future-proofing. I think it's going to be a bit of time before we see much that is using any number more than 28 functions. But we have seen models turn up that have 31 functions in them now, ESU being one of the culprits. So rather than just sort of going up incrementally, oh, we're going to add 1 or 2 functions, they've opened it up to 69. Another manufacturer actually opened their system up to 32,000 special functions, which is probably closer to the computing limit underneath the DCC protocol. So this is kind of something that's been in the background of DCC for many years. 28 functions was an agreed upon figure rather than a computing limit. So you'll see on the handset, and the handset needs to be on software version 2.1 or higher. You've got the function group there, press F, and now we've got 3, 4, 5 and 6, and it cycles around. So this particular ESU loco that I've got has 31 functions, and function 30, for instance, is a preheater. Function 29 is just a radio call, so it's early days on that front, I think. We've noticed also that some of the latest Trix locos have 30 functions or 29 functions. So it's kind of a way that manufacturers are starting to lean. And as locos gain more and more functions, so this particular model has got control panels that light up, cab lights that light up individually, engine room lights, there's lights on the brakes as well, so there's a lot of additional controllable features. Each of those is starting to require its own function. So with more function groups, obviously there are more button presses to cycle through the function groups. If you're not using all of those levels, you can adjust it on the handset. So if we go into the setup of the LH101, we can go in here and we'll find maximum function group, and what you can do is go into that, click into it and turn that down so that when I come out I've only got the 3 function groups to cycle through. So for that ESU loco, if that was the maximum number of functions that I was handling, go into there, select maximum function group, turn it up to 3, so I'd have 39 functions available. The loco had 31. There was another additional thing here that's cocked up, and this is also a bit of future proofing. Function 29 to 68 mode, it's selected as function group, and there's another option there. At the moment, function group is what we're going to be using. In the future they could implement this thing called binary states, and that opens it out to the 32,000 available functions. What I'm advising at the moment is that you leave it as it is set on the factory on the function group until we need that. So that was a quick view of version 4 of the software. It's all about these additional functions, and it's really a future-proofing exercise. The great beauty of DCC is that it has been very stable and change has been incremental, and in all cases the change hasn't obsoleted previous generations. And by that I mean, you know, you went from 4 functions to 8 functions to 12 functions and then up to 28 functions. But your original existing stuff, locomotives and everything, could still work, which was, you know, brilliant for DCC. Addresses went from 2-digit up to 4-digit addressing, but it didn't mean a wholesale changing of equipment to keep up. Your investment in locomotives, in decoders, didn't have to all be undone and redone. So this is just a nod to the future. It's something that has started to creep in, that manufacturers are using more than the 28 functions. So Lenz have responded just to keep themselves current, and I think we may see over time that people start adding more and more functions, the ability to add more and more details to a loco that can be controlled will be worth exploring. And I fully agree, it won't be for everyone. There's still a lot of people that have very limited functions and it's running and lights, maybe, or maybe even just running.